Okay, wait. What the heck? Why do I feel like this is not gonna work? Let me try again. Let me try this again. Maybe it's because I'm in the basement, like bathroom. Maybe the whatever just isn't, maybe it's just not a vibe. Okay, so wait. I always freaking do that. It pisses me off so much. Okay, wait. Hey, alchemy again, and why? Such a klutz. It's disgusting. Ow. Oh, hey Bafor, how's it going? Oh. I object. You can't hear me? Ah, no way. Can you hear me now? Not audible. No sound. How is that possible? Can you hear me now? There's no way. How is there no sound? How is there no sound? That doesn't make any sense. There's still no sound? No way. What the heck? You're lip reading? No way. Wait, is there sound now? Can you hear it now? Or you still can't hear me? Still not audible? You know what? Let me restart. Let me restart my whole phone and come back and see if that works. Because ain't no way. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, let me close this and start it right back up. 1 sec. What the heck? No. What in the world? Okay, wait. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know why that's happening. Ouch. RIP, because I literally do not know what to do with this hair today. Mega RIP. Ow. Wait, if I do that sideways, is it in fact going to... I'm gonna have to see. Wait. It's so funny. Wait. Is it because I had that silent mode on? The technical difficulties is real. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Load, load, load. Wait. Here we go. Wait, no, no, no. Okay. Okay, that works. Wait, what the hell? Okay, wait. The sound should be... I can hear sound on here. Can I? Oh, it's not gonna... There we go. What the heck? Now, as soon as, what the heck? Okay, let me see. Hi, Miss, or Marta. Hey, Marta. I have, okay. Okay, let's see. What the heck? Okay, let's see if this one works now. No sound, no way. No way, Jose. Marta Zhichowski. You're Polish? Ow! Frick! Cześć. Jak masz na... Jak się masz? Not jak masz na imię. What the heck? Okay, can you guys hear me on... Okay, yes, sound? Okay, I had to restart my phone. I don't know what happened. Hey, Alchemy. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Claire. It's only me. No, I have another live open on a different, like, screen. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't feel weird that I'm, like, talking this way and this way. But, hi, Booty. But yeah, cześć Marta. Jak się masz dzisiaj? Mówisz po polsku? Ow, też? I'm such a clumsy person, bro. Usually it's better when battery is low, I've heard. No, my battery is like full. Anyways, what have you guys been up to? Shout out to all the people coming through on Poliska. No, nie jest Poliska, jest Polska. I'm burnt? Why are you burnt? What happened? Ow. Anyways, why are you burnt? What happened? Ouch. Just noticed you got your curls back. Last time I was tuned constantly was talking about getting your curls back. Yeah, so like I have like some curls back. The definition isn't where I want it to be. There was a hot minute where my hair was just like literally straight, and that was like the worst thing ever. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but like when you come out the shower and your hair is pin straight and then it dries pin straight and you're just like, what is happening? Like, how did we get here? Like, why? You know, like that's not a fun place to be. But I will say like something that really helped my hair. I don't know what I was exposed to while I was in the US, but it completely changed my curl pattern. I think I was exposed to like something in like some water, some chemical in some water or something, I don't know. And maybe compilation of like stress and stuff. I know that changes like the way that your hair follicles like react, or if you're malnourished in some way or something. There's so many different things that can happen, right? But one thing that really helped my hair get back to normal over an extended period of time, I stopped using shampoo. I only use conditioner now. I will not use shampoo. That stuff dries out your hair so much, it's not even funny. And conditioner still cleans your hair. Like, I don't know why people think conditioner doesn't clean your hair, but yeah. I burnt my arm and then I broke it the next day. There's no freaking way. Do you know what's so funny? I'm sorry, it's not funny, but do you know what's actually so funny, Claire? I burnt one of my arms and then broke the other arm, like when I was a kid. Well, I didn't break it. Like some kid, I'm pretty sure, like, so the way that I burnt my arm is that like put the kettle at the, and I was too small to like, it was too heavy and it was on the edge and it tilted and it just spilt all over. It spilt all over on my arm. And then the way that I broke my other arm is like I went to someone's house, like from church, like with my grandma, and the girl's brothers pushed me over the railing and I broke my arm. So yeah, it's laggy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so impressed of its fullness compared to September. I know it's hard to comb when dry. Yeah, I waited a little bit too long after the shower. I should have done it like a little bit more when it's wet, but I mean, like, that's really the only reason why we see some fullness going on here, because it's literally dry. I'm studying policies for job interviews. Oh, good for you, man. Hey, hope you're doing well. May I ask a question from the video when you said some unhealed woman afraid of real love? Yeah, sure, booty. You can ask a question for sure. My nephew also burnt themselves. Oh, that's crazy. I had I think the 3rd degree burn is the worst one. And my flesh was literally black. It looked like charred up pieces. Like, imagine if you burnt like the skin of like fish or chicken or something, and it was like shriveled, and I could see like all the tissue and everything underneath my arm. And I was like, Dad, they're gonna amputate my arm. They're gonna take my arm. It was like, we gotta go to the hospital, Keisha. I was like, no, they're gonna take my arm. I was like, Dad. Said, no, wait, 3rd degree burn from hot water, from a kettle, bro, fresh out the kettle, poured straight on your arm. Yeah, a lot of it, like the whole thing spilt all over my arm. Like, wait, it's on this arm. So you can't really see it, but like that whole cheetah print that you see on my arm from like top to bottom, that whole thing was like charred. Said, John, you was blistering. I was, bro. So like from top to bottom where you see that cheetah print on my arm, yeah, that was all the burn, bro. So why they run and lie or bend the truths when things get real? What do you mean? Why do they run and lie and bend the truths when things get real? I need you to give me an example. He said, yeah, I see. Yeah, so he said, that's crazy. It was crazy. I was crying to my dad, like, Dad, they're gonna take my arm. And then when I got to the hospital, my dad's like, don't worry, Keisha, they're not gonna do that. When I got to the hospital, the guy that was the doctor, he was like bald and he had that cheetah print on his scalp or whatever. And he was like, it's okay, don't worry. You're gonna be fine. It happened to me when I was younger too. No graft was needed. Bro, they wasn't doing things like that back then. They literally just put something like some ointment and wrapped it up. And I had to keep putting that ointment. I still remember the smell of that ointment to this day. It was like a green kind of gritty ointment kind of thing. That's the same. Yeah. So pretty much essentially, he was like, don't worry, it happened to me, but look, it's all healed. I was like, wait, but you're bald? Like, you don't grow hair anymore? Bro said he got burnt so bad, he doesn't grow the hair there or whatever, but he did look like a normal person. You could just see like that cheetah print that I have on my arm on his scalp. So it was kind of funny, but yeah, it was a cool doctor. It was a nice pediatric doctor or whatever. It's so funny. I know, right? Amazing how God healed us. Yeah. So I couldn't get it wet or anything like that, and I couldn't do like, a lot of things that before, like I had to be very careful, very cautious. And then I broke the other arm. Well, I didn't break it. That kid pushed me over the railing. Like the girl from church, her older brothers pushed me over the railing and it broke my arm. And the mom didn't want to believe it, huh? Like the mom was like, oh no, her arm's not broken. Like, and she was trying to pull it and get me to straighten it, but it was out of place. Like it was fully broken. Like it was fully broken. And my granny was like, what are you doing? Because my granny's a nurse, right? So she's like, what are you doing? And then they took me to the hospital because I'm sitting there crying, my arm can't move. And then when they were like, oh, it's actually broken, they were like, oh, more times. They didn't even apologize. They were like, oh, well. They're like, it is what it is. My cousin bit me on my arm, left a small scar. Oh, that's crazy, bro. How long did it take to heal? Many months. Many months. Like that's skin, bro. Like imagine how long it takes for you to heal like a paper cut, right? Sometimes you can feel a paper cut for like a week, you know? A whole week. And you get that irritation because it's almost like the smaller the infringement, like the smaller uh the uh the pain, the more irritating it is, you know? But yeah, it took many, many months for that to heal. I was out here looking like a mummy all wrapped up in the arms and that. Both injuries. Okay, the months is the burn. Well, I'm pretty sure broken arm takes months to heal as well, or at the very least weeks, like many, many weeks to heal. And then it was years ago, bro. That was when I was in like middle school or something. But the what's it called? The burn definitely took many months because the skin had to like go back to normal. The tissue underneath had to heal. Like I could see my flesh under my flesh, you know, like I could see like all of this was open. Like, so it's not just here, it was like all here. It was all open, like open flesh, like deeply open, like deep, brother. Like the pigment didn't even come back the same after. The pigment here, well, that's why I have the cheetah print, you know, like it's well, I call it a cheetah print. I think it's kind of cool actually. It's a battle wound. I don't know if girls usually talk like this, but anyway, it's like it's a battle wound, but it turned out to be a cheetah print. So I think it's really cool. I feel like it's a, you know, it's a medal of honor. Said the white is the deepest. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I could see the white. Like I could see so much I could see the tissue, bro. It's like it was designed for you. I know, right? And cheetahs are my favorite big cat or whatever. So yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna put the cheetah emoji low. Dang it. Ouch. But yeah, hair started coming back to normal, I think, from changing some of the products I was using after whatever I was exposed to. Because my hair is just not the same. I lost like 50% of the density of my hair, believe it or not, because this seems like big now, but it's not. So I only use conditioner now, and I'll use like oil on the ends of my hair. I don't have any oil in my hair like right now. But yeah. Hi, Henny. Growing up, most arm dislocation was from children falling out of trees. Really? At least they were trying to be like, you know, said, no way, it's so huge now. No, it used to be way bigger. I used to have so much more hair. It's not even funny. Like when I tell you my hair is like thin now compared to what it used to be, which I guess, thank God that I had so much hair, because if whatever I had during like when I was in the States happened and my hair was a lot thinner or less dense, I'd probably be bald, you know, like, and I was balding in some spots at some point because whatever, I don't know, I was exposed to, I was getting bald patches everywhere. And maybe part of it was like malnourishment or something. I don't freaking know. Or stress or whatever. I have no clue. But yeah. Now it's coming back. So, wait. So, yeah, my hair is actually really thin. Like the individual strands of hair is pretty thin. But I have a lot of hair. My bro slipped once in the rain and hit his head some meters from his eyes. So glad he didn't go blind. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would have been terrible. Hey, Golf Wayne, how's it going? That would have been so bad, yeah. That's really scary. Ugh, oh my gosh. My little sister fell once really close to her eye, I think. Like she went to her other family's house and came back with like, hey, Alvin Yates came back with like this thing so close to her eye. I guess she fell or whatever. I was so scared seeing that. My heart was like, because I was like, oh my gosh, you almost like hit your eye, you know? Like that would have made me so sad. Somehow still remember the day I also couldn't breathe. Well, yeah, because it kind of like freaks you out because then you're like, oh my gosh, you could have been so badly damaged, and it just makes you really like scared and sad, you know? You're just like, no, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I could leave it like this, but then I'd probably get really irritated. Ouch. What did you have for breakfast? My dad brought home like some Indian food, and we ate that. He liked it. I didn't really like it, which I'm kind of surprised because I usually like Indian food, but wasn't really feeling it like at all today. And it was also like too spicy. Like it was literally, if you're indoors, it's great. What's great indoors? It was way too spicy, and I just feel like when something is I don't know, like if it's so spicy that I can't enjoy the flavor, that I'm focusing on cooling my mouth down, I just get really pissed off. I just don't want to eat it at that point, you know? Hey, King Beans. What do I want to do with my hair? I mean, your hairstyle. Oh, yeah, if I'm indoors, it's great, but I'm going outside, you know? So, like, can't really do that. And also I get, like, really irritated if things are... Hi, Air Nomad. If things are, like... If things are touching my face a little bit too much, I get too irritated. It took me 3 years to fully handle high levels of spice. No, I can handle high levels of spice. I think it's just I don't want to, you know? It's like I can, but it's like if I don't have to, why would I do that? You know? I'm eating food for like the purpose of nutrition, but I also want to eat my food in peace and not be irritated with the spice. You know what I mean? Also, I don't like the way my stomach feels sometimes after I eat the spice. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, why am I doing that? You know, why am I doing that to myself? Hey, Henry, what's up, bro? Maybe, this. I think my YouTube is like, yes, it takes the enjoyment. Yeah, it removes the enjoyment completely. I can't stand eating food that is not like, you know, like normal to eat. You'll be surprised how much attention when you leave your head the way it is. I don't really care about the attention. I care about like functionality. I kind of got stuck adding the pins to the curtains. Oh. I could do that. Or I could just... Okay, well, I guess we just have to pick something now. Ah! Wait. Chun-Li. Something like that, I guess. So much hair, oh my god. Only got 20 minutes. Oh. Oh my gosh. At least it's out the way, kind of. How long has it been since last rain? Bro, it's been raining like crazy the last couple of days. Like, sincerely, it's been raining like crazy. Jesus Christ. Hey, where up? My arm strength is not built for this. I said Bafor, don't worry about the rain. God knows when it's going to rain. Let it rain. Lol. Okay, wait. There we go. Oh, is it like a little bit too, like, it's not like loose enough? Okay, there we go. Arms are burning for sure. 100%. 100%. But He's right. Facts. Yeah. God for sure knows when it's gonna rain. I don't actually go and check the news like, what's the weather gonna be today? Unless I want to wear like a super cute dress or something. I really don't be checking the weather but I'll just look outside. I'll just literally look outside and be like, okay, is it sunny? Does it look like it's gonna stay sunny? Does it look like it's gonna become super like wet outside? Like, I don't know. I'll just look outside and then put clothes on based on what it looks outside and how long I think I'm gonna be outside and how long I think it's gonna, like, it looks like it's gonna be that weather or whatever. Hi, foolish man, Cup Frankie. I still don't understand what that one person meant about the question about my video, about like being afraid of falling in love, and then saying about why women lie or something. Wait, let me go way back. He said, why they run and lie or bend the truths when things get real. Excuse me, I'm allergic to BS. Sorry, I had to. Okay, man said, why they run and lie or bend truths when things get real. I don't know what he means about bend truths and lie. So I would need, like, when things get real, like, I need him to explain that. But why they run, people just afraid of, like, being in love, you know? Like, people afraid of, you know, bless you, thank you, bro. There's actually a verse that says how to tell the weather. Oh, I never check it. You couldn't resist. Yeah, I couldn't resist that line. I'm sorry. It was lined up too good, you know? Hi XII.XXI_MMIV. Lol, what a name. I think he means men. Oh, I don't know why why would I know why men run away and lie and don't tell the truth when things get real? I have no clue. I would need a man to tell me that, honestly. Or bend the truth. Okay, why they run, lie, or bend the truths when things get real. Why men do that, I have no freaking clue. Men, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I have no, like, running away. Yeah, I have no idea why men run away when things get real. I have no clue. Someone said it's men who don't fear God. Yeah, I feel like maybe if you live in fear, I don't know, you don't live, like I got mad said, hit and run, LOL. Yeah, if you don't have God in your life, maybe you're just gonna be afraid and not do what you say you're gonna do. I don't know. It's neither here nor there for me, though. Like, it's kind of inconsequential to me because, I mean, like, I'm not a man and I can't fix men. I can only fix myself. So the only thing I can do is help myself. Should I put eco styling gel? I feel like this is why I should have done my hair when it was like super wet. Then it would have looked way cleaner. There we go. Some water. That's like saying I don't know why women divorce. No, that's not like saying I don't know why women divorce. I have no clue why men take the actions and the steps they do. I have no clue why men feel the way they feel. And I don't know why a man would run away from a woman because I've never seen my father run away from a woman. I've never seen a man, like, I've never seen a man in my family run away from their responsibility. Like, I don't understand the question. You're asking me to understand something I've never seen before, and I'm not even a man. Hi girlie, how are you doing? Hey Weston, thanks for asking. What's your heartbreak recovery tips? What did you do today, by the way? Well, I'm doing my hair right now. How to forget my ex? It's a good question. I don't know how to help you with that. I honestly have no clue. I don't know, depends. Like, what's the situation with you and your ex? Like, what's the situation? Tell me the circumstances and then I'll give you an answer. Like, give me some more details. That was a messy question. Yeah, right. Without holy foundation, you lack bravery and daring confidence. Yes, without the foundation of God, you lack the confidence to do things as a man or a woman. And I was raised by a father who, when he wanted to do something, he just did it. You know, like if he wanted to do it, he was gonna do it, and he done it with his chest, and he didn't care what anyone think, whatever anyone would think. He didn't care what anyone would say. He was just gonna do what he want to do because that's what he think is good for him, and so he wouldn't let anyone stop him from doing what he think is good for him. Nobody, not even me, could stop him from doing. Not me, not any woman in his family, not any woman he love. No one is gonna stop him from doing what he think and know is best for him. However, having a family he knows was best for him, so he was always doing things for the betterment of his family, right? So, I mean, I don't know why a man would run away because I never grew up seeing that happen. I never once grew up seeing that happen. And it doesn't mean my dad was perfect. He made a lot of mistakes all the time. All the time. He'll tell you and I'll tell you, trust and believe. But he was not giving up. He's not a coward. So I never seen that. So I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna work for 2 months, then propose because I'm ready to marry. Oh, good for you, Bafor. I'm glad you found someone. Just hope that she's there when you're ready. You better hope that she's still there when you're ready. Me and her were having fun life. My stole her from me. Wait, dude, guess what? What? I went to Kentucky. You went to Kentucky? My friend stole her from me? Logan, how did your friend steal her from you? Hi, Irish boy. A question. I can tag you on my community post. What is your favorite top 10 TV show and movie? I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. Hi, Stretch. How did your friend steal your girl? Like, what do you mean your friend stole your girl from you? It's my birthday. Can you inflate a balloon? I don't have any balloons, but happy birthday. Why do you look like Kanye and Kim daughter? I don't look like that, but okay. I'm definitely an adult. I know what he did. What did he do? I don't get it. Girlie, on Saturday, I went to my cousin's wedding and I really enjoyed it. Oh, that's what's up. I love it. I love that. That's amazing. Congratulations to your cousin. That's awesome. I hope that they have many wonderful years of peace and prosperity together. He poisoned her mind? What do you mean he poisoned her mind? How did he do that? You have to give context, bro. You can't just be saying one-word sentences. You can't just be saying things like that without, like, having something. Hi, I'm Tanya. Hi, Tanya. How's it going? Hey, Glenn, how's it going? I don't know, man. Like, how did your friend steal your girl, and how did he poison her mind? My friend named Lily says hi, but she goes by Lil. It's short for Lily. Okay, hi Lily. How's it going? He made her leave me? How did he make her leave you? How did your friend make her leave you? Like, tell me. Good afternoon. Hey, Uplift More. How's it going? Hi, Glenn. This is so funny to me because not me treating YouTube live like TikTok live. Today I went to work and I'm tired. Okay, what do you do for work? How did your friend sweet you, as you say? Yeah. How did your friend sweet her? How was your friend out here sweeting your ting, bro? How she was even having a conversation with your friend, bro? how he got the chance to sweet her. Like, I need the context. How are you okay? Oh, hey, Rama girl, or Gurisaram 2279. Oh, hi. I work at a restaurant at Millions, and it's a restaurant. Okay, I don't know what that is, but good for you, bro. Siram. Okay, hey, Siram or Siram. He was saying her about bad things, and she believed him. She believed him. I mean, like, what was you doing though? Like, how did that even come to happen? How? So that's a wild situation. Yeah, it is a wild situation, because how she was even nice hair. Oh, thanks, bro. Or girl, sorry. Hey, Alexander. Hello. Good to hey. Hey, big. Yeah, bro. Why your girl even talking to your friend all kind of ways like that though? Like, and why she never come to you and ask you about it? Like, what he was saying to begin with in the first place. What's your favorite color of all time? Black. Can't you? Anyway, I guess this is like an. Okay, this might be navy blue. Ew, gross. I feel guilty, sadness, embarrassment, humiliation, insulting. Well, what do you mean? Like, what happened though? Like, because for me, I'm like, how she was even chatting your friend like that, like how she was even having a personal conversation with your friend like that, that he was able to come and be like, he was jealous of me having a gorgeous girl. That's so diabolical. He was jealous. Okay, but why you let him, I don't know, bro. What the heck? I don't understand these things, you know? In India, it's 1:33 a.m. Okay, well, hello to India. You seem like you'll be a good wife. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate it, bro. The thing is, how is your friend having a chat with your girl like that? How he was even saying those things to her, and what did you do? What did you do that she felt bad about, that he was able to use that against you to her? Even if you done something wrong though, and someone come to her about it, she should have been defending you. Like, cause for me, if I love someone, the first things that someone says something bad about them to me, I'm not trusting them anymore, because like that's not my friend, like that's not someone who cared about my double interest. Matt said, let him dribble him. What does that mean? What does that mean that for? So I don't know why I didn't fight. I'm a lover, not a boxer. Wait, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you didn't fight? Like, what? I don't know. You're not making sense to me, bro. You're not making sense to me. I am from Dayton, Ohio. Okay. Hello to Dayton, Ohio. I'm out here like Minnie Mouse. My birthday is October 30th. Okay. Good for you. Happy early birthday. I guess. Happy early born day. I said he let him dribble him instead of defending. Take the ball back. Oh, so the mandem on Instagram calling you a bitch, bro. Sorry. Yo, they trying to play you in the other live comments. Guess what I'm eating? What you eating, bro? They saying, why would you let him dribble you like that instead of defending? They saying, take the ball back. Go take your ball back. What's wrong with you, bro? If it belongs to you, take it. Don't let someone take what belongs to you. This is what I don't understand about men today. Men don't, like, nothing belongs to men anymore. They're not going to fight for what belongs to them. They're just going to let someone take, man said lost in translation, lol. They're just going to let anyone come and take what belongs to them. They don't care. Why? If it's yours, fight for it. What the heck? First of all, she shouldn't have been, first of all, there's so many things that could have gone that way or this way or whatever. First of all, she shouldn't even been having that conversation with him. If he approached her, she should have either cut him off at the pass or, let him say what he have to say and then just stop talking to him completely, because it's like, if someone gonna chat you about your man like that, then they don't have the best interest for neither of you. So cut them both off. But then at the same time, what did you do to give him the opportunity to come chat your girl like that about you, to make her feel bad? Like, what opening did you put into your empire, your kingdom, for your enemy to slide in like that and approach your girl? But first of all, any man that's gonna approach your girl to try and embitter your girl against you is a snake in the grass, bro. That's slimy as hell. Because why man is going to your girl instead of you? Because he can't fight you. He can't face you. He's gonna go to your girl and chat your girl and try to poison her mind against you. That's weird as hell. But because she's a female, she probably gonna feel sad and embarrassed and humiliated herself, because whatever you done, whatever weakness you put in the empire that gave your friend the opportunity to go and chat your girl telling her nonsense, you made yourself and her vulnerable at the same time. So then it's partly your fault, but she should have had enough sense to go talk to you about it and trust you. But neither of you can trust that friend no more. Like, maybe she's nice to your friends because they're your friends, but it doesn't mean that it's her friends. Like, I don't understand, like, how people just don't think, like, from cause to effect. Like, people are genuinely not smart these days. Truth, too many men being brought to roll over and give up what's theirs. Yeah, that's a friend of me. Yeah, surprised he lost her so easily. Bro, yeah, how are you surprised? Yeah, you can't be surprised when you lose a chick that you're not trying to fight for, bro. Men used to go to war for women, and I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that what a man should or shouldn't do, but I'm saying they used to go to war. They used to go to war for women, bro. Men used to, like, do crazy things for men trying to come and spit in their face. Because if you as a man go to another man's woman and try to play his woman, that man's a whole predator, bro. Imagine he's going to the weaker vessel, the weakest link. He's not facing another man like a man. He's going to the woman to poison the mind against the other man instead of facing the man like a man. So, bro, that person, that's a whole different problem. It's not a drama of he said, she said. Bro, as a man, went to the weakest link instead of going to another man. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, bro, are you good? Like, are you okay? That's like a different question now. Like, you cannot have a friend like that. You cannot have a friend who targets women and children instead of going to face the man. If you're a man, bro, I know men that would do diabolical things if you went to their woman and tried to destroy their woman. Because they're like, I have to end you now. I have to end you. I don't have a choice because you went to the person I care the most about that's vulnerable and weak, and you targeted someone who's vulnerable and weak instead of coming to me like a man. Like, that's mad. Said Adam and Eve 2.0. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. You said snake techniques, 100%. Said, well, tell your husband he came to you. That's the point. That's what I said. The woman has the obligation to tell the man, her husband or her boyfriend, oh, next man come to me and he said a madness to me. I don't know what going on, bro, but man said a madness to me and I don't know what's happening or, whatever, but like, this is what's going on. And then the man have the opportunity to fix it. But neither of you can trust that man no more, because why he's coming doing a madness like that? That's crazy as hell. So women these days aren't loyal. There's no reason to fight for someone who doesn't want to be with you anymore. That's not That's not the point. That's not the point. You have a man taking advantage of something and trying to go after a woman who has no clue what he's doing or what's going on, and he's trying to manipulate her emotions or whatever to get what he wants. Whether you leave that woman or not, you have to deal with that man. Whether that woman walks away from you or not, that man needs to be dealt with. That man is like dangerous. You can't let something like that slide. You cannot let something like that slide. That's weird behavior. You're gonna have a man like that in your close quarters targeting your women to get at you, and you're not gonna do something about it. That's freaking weird as hell. There's something wrong with you too, bro. You're gonna let mans walk all over you. Yo, men today, bro. Men today. I never seen men like that growing up. That's crazy. Menace to society. 100%, bro. Wait, let me catch up on these comments. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up on these comments. Are you Jamaican? Nah, bro. I'm West Indian. I'm half West Indian on my dad's side, but we's not Jamaican. Are you going to see the new Spider-Man movie? What the hell is that? What's my favorite drink? Water, bro. Water with lemon. Would you rather 5 cars? Would you rather have 5 cars, your 6 houses? Wait, what? Or 6? I don't want either of that. What the hell? The hell am I gonna do with all that? I'd rather 6 babies. I think it's a pre-AI recorded video. How is it a pre-AI recorded video when I'm answering the comments? What did Iron Man told Hulk? To go to Smashburger. Lol. LOL. How do you get a girlfriend and how you need to know her? What do you mean, Jordan? What? Doesn't make any sense. Have a nice evening to you too. The lifelong friendships and relationships aren't that available like they were back in the days. Maybe on an island or in the backwoods. I don't know. All I'm saying is, regardless if a woman walks away from you or not, and she doesn't come back because maybe someone poisoned her mind, like I said, if someone approaches me about a man that I love and tells me XYZ, I'm going to go to him directly and tell him, this man came to me and he said XYZ. And I already do that. That's just who I am. But when it comes down to it, regardless of what my decision is, that man still identifies that there's an enemy in his gates. If it's in his gates or, in work or community or random online, like I'm not saying what is or isn't, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying where the enemy is or isn't, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, when I go and tell a man something like, oh, this is what, wait, I'm putting this person in timeout. What a weirdo. Okay. So if I tell a man like, oh, this is something going on here, I don't know what's going on, like, but this is what someone said to me about this, that gives them the opportunity to go deal with it. If a man comes to attack the woman that you love and care about and you do nothing, that doesn't belong to you. And men will come and continue to do stuff like that because they're like, this man isn't going to do anything. He doesn't care, and I can do whatever I want to this female. She has no protection. She's no covering, and they will continue to come at her. That's just the way life goes. That's cause and effect. That's simple. But if you as a man let other men come and spit in your face and piss on what belongs to you, no one's going to respect you neither. Like, and that's what I don't understand. Like, I would never let someone play me in my face like that. Because as soon as someone comes trying to tell me what I should or shouldn't do, or with who, that's when I like step back, because I'm like, no. Because if it goes further, I'm not gonna like what has to transpire. And so I just have to extricate myself, because I'm not gonna let someone come and tell me, chat nonsense and tell me, oh, you must do this, or you must do that, or you must go here, you must do that. Nah, bro. When it comes to my personal life, nobody's gonna boss me. That's freaking crazy. because it's not just that you're trying to do. You're trying to tell me that so you can do something else or get something else. And I'm not going to let that go down that line. So, said running madness. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Because why? When people give you information, you have to ask yourself, why are they telling me this? Why are you telling me this? Like when people tell you stuff, is usually not because it's a gift. People are usually telling you stuff because they want to take advantage in some way. Like no one just tells you information just because they care so much. Like if it's not someone that you actually know, that you're friends with, that you love or whatever, even still, even if it's your friends, you got to be careful and ask yourself, why are they telling me this information? What is the purpose? Because this is not a gift. It's wrapped as a gift, but it is not a gift. And if someone gives you information and then immediately tells you, okay, well, you must do this. Okay, well, now you understand what the purpose of the information was. And that's why I don't even allow myself to be in the position where people are going to come at me like that. That's freaking crazy. No one will respect you, and then they'll just keep taking because they know you won't defend yourself. 100%. If you do not defend yourself and you can't defend yourself, people will continue to take what belongs to you. And in that way, you are giving away what belongs to you. You're allowing people to take what belongs to you, because when something belongs to you and you care about it, you protect it and you defend it. You don't let yourself lose it. You don't let it just slide by. You don't just let it blow away in the wind, and you don't let someone else come and threaten you to take it. But men today, bro, they're very easy and very quick to be like, oh, well, whatever, goodbye. A lot of men today are like that. They're like, oh, well, whatever. It's like, what? Like, you need to belong to someone in this world. You do. Like, to love something means to defend and protect it, but you cannot defend and protect something that does not belong to you. And when you love someone, you belong to them and they belong to you. You belong to each other. The Bible says that too. Paul says to the people of Corinth in Corinthians that the husband's wife, he says first, the husband's body is not his own. It belongs to the wife. The wife's body is not her own. It belongs to the husband. You belong to each other. And you can't, obviously that was talking about also don't withhold from each other, because then you'll open the door for sin. And it's in every sense of the word. You can't withhold what the other person needs, because you open the door for the enemy to enter into your kingdom, your empire, whatever, and completely destroy you. So that's why I said, what did you do to give that other friend the opportunity to come and play on something that he knew that she was weak to? Where did you leave that woman and yourself vulnerable for someone else to come and attack you both? At the end of the day, you are responsible for the things that happen to you and the person that you care about, because again, when you love someone, you're supposed to defend and protect them. And you're supposed to take that seriously. That is a job. That is your duty. And people don't take those things seriously. And then they're like, oh, women are not loyal anymore today. Well, men are not men. Women are not loyal, but men are not men, and men are not good leaders. Men don't care about anything. They don't care about defending or protecting anything. And they don't love anything. They don't love anything. And they don't respect anything either. Most of them. I know some men that do, but most of them do not. So, that's just the sad reality of life. And you can't expect women to be loyal to people who aren't even willing to defend or protect them or to belong to one another. That's freaking crazy. That's tyranny. You want loyalty, respect, and submission out of a woman that you're not even willing to defend and protect. That is tyranny. And men don't even like living under tyranny. Why the hell would you think that a woman would? So yeah, of course, in some situations, a man will come along and try to poison the mind of a woman against the man that she loves. And if he's not being a good man in that moment, well, you've made her weak. You've given someone ammunition. You've loaded the gun and someone else just came along and pulled the trigger. It is literally in part your fault. Now, I'm not saying I would do that, because I'm not like that. I have a little bit more common sense than that, and I was raised by a single father. So I would never be in a position to do something like that. However, because my father would be the one looking like, okay, is this what's happening? Is that what's happening? And I would do things from a more logical standpoint. Like I said, if someone tells me something, I go to my father or I go to man and I'm like, this person just said this. I don't know why they done it, but this is what happened. And I let them decide whatever they want to do with the information. Women should be that way, because women should understand, if someone is coming to you to tell you nonsense, it's not because they have your best interest. It's not because they like you. It's not because they care about you. It's not because they want your success. They don't want you to have a family. When people come to tell you nonsense about the person that you love, it's because they want to destroy you. It might be a benefit to you in the moment to have that information, but they want to destroy you. Even if a man cheated on me, like if he genuinely cheated on me, a man that I love, if he genuinely cheated on me, and someone came and told me, oh, man cheated on you, blah, 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 even if they had the evidence and the proof, I would just say, okay, bye. Like, I wouldn't entertain the conversation with them. I would go and have a conversation with him, and I would deal with things with him, and then decide what I want to do based on what he tells me. Because you're not my friend because you come to tell me that someone done something wrong to me. You're not my friend. Even if what you're saying is true, I still can't trust you, because you are still my enemy, and you're only telling me this information so that you can use me to get what you want. Because obviously, as a woman, you won't be able to get what you want because he's not giving you what you want. So you hope that I will destroy myself and destroy the relationship myself because he won't do it for you. So now you're coming to me to target me to get what you want so that you can get the position that you want, because you think once I'm gone, you'll slide in the picture. That's not even how that works, but that's how deluded women are. So when it comes to these things, Matt's laughing, hello. So I really don't care when people tell me stuff about people. I don't care if it's true or not. You're not giving me a gift. You are trying to hurt me, and you are my enemy. And as soon as I see people come in to tell me nonsense about someone else, I instantly write them off. I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with you, because this has to do with your character as a person, not the fact that other person is a bad person. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I do. I have a brother and 2 sisters. Do you have any tattoos? No, I can't stand tattoos. What is your favorite actor of all time? I don't have one. I'm not a freaking groupie, bro. Hey Amina, if a man cheated on you, will you take him back? That depends on the circumstances. If I was married, I would try to work it out. But if he leaves, he leaves. The Bible says we have to work things out. And in fact, Jesus told them that it was only because of their hardness of their hearts why they were permitted to divorce in the first place, which means that they didn't forgive. And we know that you do need to forgive. God says if you don't forgive, he won't forgive you. And I'm not saying that you should just be out here with the habitual cheater, people abusing you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying a lot of times that people cheat, and people don't like to admit this, but I don't care. This is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I don't care. A lot of times when you're in a relationship with someone who genuinely loves you and they cheat on you, it's because you've done something. Maybe you were neglecting them for such a long time that someone came in a moment where they were vulnerable, and they fell to that vulnerability. It's actually extremely abusive to neglect people, whether it be mentally and emotionally or sexually, like sexually intimately, or whatever the case may be. When you neglect someone, you are abusing them. And when you are giving someone the opportunity to come along and treat them well, you're leaving an open spot in your empire, your kingdom, a weak point of entry for your enemies to come in and destroy what you have built. And that is your fault. The Bible even says, like I said, Paul says to the people of Corinth in Corinthians, that if you withhold from your spouse, you are allowing the enemy to come in, and you are responsible for the cheating that happens. If that happens, you are in part responsible. The person who made the decision has more responsibility. Well, they made the decision. They're responsible for their decision. You are responsible for the neglect and creating the circumstances for them to feel that way, for the devil to target them in the weakness that you created in them.
people need to think about cause and effect and consequences, and people expect to do whatever they want without any consequences, and that's just not how life works. A woman can't expect to not sleep with her husband for 2 years and him not fall to sleeping with someone else. That's not going to happen. He's going to eventually sleep with someone else. He might not divorce you. He might not, but he will definitely probably sleep with someone else. The devil's going to tempt him. You can't neglect your wife and expect that she's not going to fall into temptation of emotional manipulation from someone else because you're not protecting her, leading her, or guiding her the way that you're supposed to. And when you don't, someone else is going to come along and try. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That is the basic law of physics. And it's also in the Bible, you know? So I did mistake, you say. I may be weaker. I don't know what you did. You've not told me, Logan, what you did, and I'm not going to assume. I'm talking about someone on the IG chat who was pretty much asking um, about taking someone back and cheating. Said females need to hear this. Thank you for keeping it real. Oh, thanks, Amina. I appreciate it. I like your questions. And so like it depends. If you were responsible for the cheating that happened because you were deliberately neglecting the person that you love, well, you are now responsible to fix it. It's a completely different story if you're in a relationship and everything is going well, and this doesn't really happen, but everything's going well, and then all of a sudden the person starts cheating on you or whatever. But that doesn't usually happen. Usually, if that's happening, the person was always cheating and they were lying and manipulating the whole time. And usually, when they do that, because withholding intimacy and withholding sex is actually a cycle of violence and abuse, it's a part of the cycle of violence. Those people typically are emotionally, mentally, physically, and sexually abusive. It's not just like it's not just a one thing. Usually it's all encompassing. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And they're just doing a little by little by little to get more and more and more. And they just keep pushing the envelope further and further and further. That's usually how abuse goes. And Harvard published a study about this. Hi, Quentin Lear's cleaning. Harvard published a study, and a lot of other conservative people published a study, but I'm using a liberal university and liberal studies for the purpose of a non-biased frame. But they published a study talking about how withholding intimacy, withholding sex or emotional needs or whatever else, that's a part of the cycle of violence. And it's actually a like extreme level of like sexual abuse because you're using withholding the intimacy as a form of power and control over the other individual, and you only connect and bond with that person when you want to. So it's not a mutual relationship where you both have the free will to decide together when you're gonna love and bond and connect, like physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, sexually, whatever. One person is deciding when you get what you get, how you get what you get, and it's usually only to please themselves and to punish you. And that's a very sick and twisted mindset to have. And so a lot of people expect to be able to do whatever they want without consequences, and that's not how that works. That's not how life works. That's a very sick and twisted mentality. That's tyranny, and nobody wants to live under that. And they shouldn't have to. So in a regular relationship where two people actually do love each other and someone is neglecting, it's not that people want to neglect each other. Sometimes things get the better of them. Sometimes they get too focused on something and they forget about other things that are important, or they just have a hard time with time management or whatever else. But they're not going out of their way thinking to themselves, I'm going to harm this person. I'm going to punish them because I want XYZ. They're doing a mistake, they're making an error in judgment, but they're not premeditating the mistake. It's completely different. So then when it comes the opportunity where someone actually wants to come together and work on something, you have the opportunity with two people who are willing, that love each other, to actually genuinely work on something, because that person, you're going to sit down and say, okay, well, this really hurts me. This really hurts me and I don't like this. And I don't know why it's happening. And I wish that we could be doing XYZ. And the other person might say, well, That's not my intention. I don't know how people talk to each other, but they might say, that's not my intention. I love you very much. And this is what I plan to do, like for us and what we can do together or whatever. And maybe they might be hurt about something too that they've not been talking about. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, both people have to come together and understand what they need. But if they genuinely love each other, they're usually willing to work it out. They're usually willing to come to some sort of compromise or sacrifice or whatever. It's not usually the case if someone is genuinely being wicked, like with the intent to hurt and destroy, right? He was a snake and cunning. Well, if you know that he was a snake and cunning, why didn't you warn your girlfriend about that? Why did you leave your girlfriend around a man that was a snake and cunning? Why was she alone with him having a conversation? This is what I want to know. How did she even get into the position where she was having a conversation with man anyways? Where did she, how? Why? Why is she even talking to him? At the end of the day, you have to come to the conclusion, regardless of what her decision is, you've still made multiple failures along the way, whatever the case may be. Someone could be 90% wrong and you could be 10% wrong, you were still 10% wrong. Someone could be 99% wrong and you could be 1% wrong, you're still 1% wrong. And I'm not saying that to be like, okay, well, it absolves somebody of their 90% or absolves someone of their 99%. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, who cares what their 99% was or their 90% was? What is the 1% or the 10% that you done that you need to work on? How can you improve yourself so that the next time that you come across this situation, you can avoid having this happen? And you know what the thing is as well, I'm going to say that a lot of men put themselves in problems because a lot of men, they say that women are not men and women can't compete with men. And I agree. I 100% agree. I was raised by a single father. I love someone now. I understand. I agree. Obviously not my father. I love someone now, but I do love my dad, but I'm saying like someone else, you know what I mean? But a lot of men today, they will allow women to be in vulnerable positions against men that they know that they will, and they expect them to win against those men. They will leave their friends to go and test the women that they're around, or they'll leave their women around their friends in whatever random situation and expect that that woman is going to come out on the other end, and she's not. Because as just like we saw in the Garden of Eden with Eve and the devil, like who went to the serpent and made it talk to Eve. As soon as women enter conversation with a man, it's over. She's already lost. The only way a woman can win a conversation or a circumstance against another man is if she defers to another man, and if another man protects her, like literally protects her against what that man is doing. Too many men leave their women, their girlfriends and wives, vulnerable to the men around them, be it friends, coworkers, family, whatever, and expect those people to do right by that woman and respect that woman the way that man should, which doesn't make any sense because that man has no incentive to respect her aside from the fact that you might bad him up. But that still doesn't mean he's going to give her the same level of respect that you will as a man, because he doesn't know her, he doesn't care, he doesn't know what she needs or what she wants, he doesn't know what is going to hurt her, or and it's not even his place to know. But to leave women to men around you and expect those men to treat that woman the way you treat the woman, or to have that same level of cordiality, is insane. And then expect her to win a battle against that man is insane. And then expect to neglect her and leave her around men that are wolves and not to get eaten up and torn to shreds and pieces is also delusional. Like, I think a lot of men today are expecting women to be God. Like, they are expecting women to literally have the strength and fortitude and insight of God and have the agency of men and break the glass ceiling. And women will never do that. You cannot, if I broke both of a man's legs and then put him like in the wilderness and had, you know, Jason from Friday the 13th walking slow chasing man, or like a bunch of animals or something, bro's not getting away. I can't be like, oh well, you should have gotten away, you should have lived, you shouldn't have been ripped to shreds. Nah, bro, I broke both of your legs. You might be crawling away with your arms, but you're not gonna live, if we're being honest. And, you know, if an animal doesn't smell your blood and come grab you first, you know, like, I feel like a lot of men are just refusing to acknowledge the way that they are crippling the women around them. And again, I'm not even justifying what the woman done, because I would never do it. As soon as someone comes to chat nonsense to me about man, I'm telling him right away. The sun will not set and rise without that man hearing the conversation that transpired. That's just how I operate. That's just who I am. But you have to know what you're working with. And if you know the strengths and weaknesses of someone, and then you put their weaknesses in front of them, like you put crack in front of their face and expect them not to smoke it, you're a fool. Not only should you not be surprised, but you calculated the circumstances for the failure of you and that person individually and together, and it's your fault. I would never understand that someone is a recovering crackhead and then put crack in front of their face. That's freaking crazy. And then I wouldn't be surprised that they smoked crack. I put the crack in front of your face and you ain't even gone through the 12-step recovery program yet. I'm a terrible ass person, and you know what? If I done that, I'm saying, I would be a terrible person, and I'm sure God would hold me at a higher accountability for that person falling into sin than the person who actually did it, because I created the circumstances for it to happen. So many people refuse to acknowledge the way they create the circumstances for the failures that they see in the relationships that they have with people and the world around them. Everyone always wants to talk about be accountable, go out, make money, and do this XYZ. But what about being accountable in your character and the way that you interact with people? Like, women 100% need to learn how to defer to men. But again, if she doesn't have a father who taught her that, if you choose to go with a woman who's fatherless, you now bear the burden of responsibility of teaching that to a woman. You can't tell someone who have no training wheels to go out and just start riding a bike. You have to teach them step by step. Like, men who choose to be in relationships with women who are fatherless, you have to understand what you're signing up for. And then if you have a lot of work to do, and you need to have a lot of patience, because you essentially have to build the foundation that her father failed to give her before you can get her to romantically understand, like, logistically as well, like the purpose and value of loyalty to you. You have to find a way to get her to respect you. That's just life. It's how it works when you leave the house and you go to work too. It's not anything different. You got to convince people to respect you in the workforce, in school, in church, and anything else. Also, it's funny, people want to convince everyone to respect them from capability when it comes to all those other things. But when it comes to women, people are just like, no, just listen to me. Nah, brother. You got to build that foundation too. You have to build something. You got to work for it. Nothing in life is just given. You have to work for it and you have to sustain it. And so if you choose to go with a woman who's fatherless, you have to understand what you're signing up for. You can't put a woman like that in a situation that a woman who has a father can be put under, because she can't even hold a candle to her. They're not even on the same place. They're not even playing the same game. They're not even in the same room, bro. When it comes to a woman who has a father, if you go with a woman who has a father, you have to understand that you're going to be accountable for certain things, and you have to operate in a certain way where a man will find that you are operating with the integrity of a man, because if not, that man is going to pull back his daughter. It has nothing to do with what you're going to do or not, because it's not, you can't control anyone. You can only control yourself. But that man is going to expect a man to operate a certain way with his daughter. And if not, he's going to instruct his daughter on what she should do to help herself. Because if someone is not going to be a team with you, they're going to be your enemy. And then at that point, you just need to retract. So you got to understand, and this is why a lot of people don't like being with women who have fathers, because the fathers hold them accountable. Either they're held accountable, or they just don't. And and they do what's necessary as a man, or things just fall apart. That's just life. If you don't do what's necessary at your job as a man, you're going to lose your job. If you don't do what's necessary at university when you go to school or trade school or whatever, you're not going to get your certification. You're going to fail. You're going to flunk. You're going to drop out, whatever. You have to put the work into everything to build everything for it to be sustained. Even after you get your certification, you got to go out and find a job, convince someone to hire you, and then demonstrate in your work why they should keep you on that job and continue to promote you up in that business or whatever. Even if you want to build your own business, you have to convince people to listen to you and take your services in exchange for money, and then recommend you to other people because your work was so good that now they're like, I want to go recommend you to other people. It's the same thing when you're in a relationship with somebody. You have to do the work, and you can't be a coward. You can't be scared. Oh, what if this? What if that? Well, too bad. What if your boss fires you tomorrow? Does that mean you're never going to go apply for another job ever again? No, because you'll never eat bread and you'll die. It might suck, you might be heartbroken. Oh, like I worked so hard for this job and I got all these qualifications, whatever else. You better go out and start applying for jobs whether they want you or not. You better start taking hella risk or else you are going to die. That's literally just life. You win some, you lose some, you get back out there, you get to work. It sucks, but that's the way that life works. You literally do not have the option to sit around and cry because life waits for no man. Time waits on no man, and life continues whether you decide to give up or not. Life just gets exponentially worse if you decide to give up. You're just literally making it easier for your enemies. And this is what goes back to the thing I was talking about at the beginning of the conversation, where I was essentially saying that men don't fight for anything anymore. They want things that they're not even prepared to defend or fight for. And that's not how that works. That doesn't make sense. You need to work for something and demonstrate that you value it through the work that you're putting in order to keep it. You can't keep nothing in this life that you don't work for. Not a job, not a car, not a friendship, not a relationship, not children, nothing. Because you are putting that at risk of losing it, at the very least losing it, but at the very worst, seeing fatal results. Which nobody wants. Nobody wants that. So yeah, I would just never understand that. I would just never understand that. Because I wasn't raised by cowards. You can feel whatever you want, but your feelings shouldn't dictate your actions. Principle, morals, and ethics should dictate your actions. Me personally, I'm a Christian, so I'll go based on that. Am I a perfect person? No, I'm not. Very clearly. But I'm not a coward. There's one thing I'm not a coward. I'm not a perfect person. But if there's one thing I'm not, it's a coward. No, never. Not me. You can call me many things. Coward will never be one. So, I don't know. People come in feeling sad and, oh, like, she this and she that. Well, what did you do? She might have done. But what did you do? And he might have done. But what did you do as a female? If a man walks away from you and you feel like he hurt you or whatever else, and maybe he lied to you, whatever, okay, cool, maybe he done. He might have done. But what did you do? You cannot control what he done. It's inconsequential what he done. The only metric by which it matters is if you are trying to think about how you contributed to the overall circumstance for it to get to a certain place so that in the future you can avoid those things happening again with the people that you choose to love and care about. Okay, I understand when I do this, if I do A and then I get a B result, which equals C because I'm contributing to the steps of action or whatever, the bigger picture, then that's what it's going to be. Then you're like, okay, well, every time I do A, I get B, then that means if I want to have a completely different trajectory, I have to be altogether different in the way that I approach these situations or the way that I think, the way that I operate, the way that I allow myself to feel about certain things, because you can control the way that you feel based on your thought patterns and stuff like that. Someone bads you up or punch you in the face, you're going to feel some type of way immediately. That's an autonomous response. That's emotion. But the feeling is the mental processing of that emotion. Okay, like, oh, that hurt. like that punch, someone punched me in the face. Oh, that hurt. I'm having tears. That's the autonomous emotion. But the feeling is now, okay, like, because your heart rate might be elevated, that's an emotion as well. But the feeling is, oh, I feel sad. I feel scared. I'm in pain. I'm having adrenaline or whatever. That's the logistic behind it. So that's the difference between feeling and emotion. Emotion is the physiological response, and the feeling is the mental processing of what it means, the response. And then from that understanding, you can then take a certain action. You choose that action or reaction or whatever. So all you can do is focus on how you operate in a situation and how you can improve yourself. Doesn't matter what someone else does. I wouldn't say that you should ever try to forget about someone. If someone betrays you, it is what it is. You have to understand that someone betrayed you. I think if you genuinely love someone and you walk away and you understand that there was love there from both parties, it's for me, I say all the time, in a situation like that, for me, it would be like, I loved you once, I loved you still, I always have, I always will. That's how I think. If someone betrayed you, that's different, because now you have to recalculate everything that happened before that point and recalibrate your understanding of what was really going on. And even still, the only thing that would make me upset is, where did I go wrong in my understanding for me to not see that this was the pattern of events? And so I wouldn't care to be angry at the person. I'd be angry with myself. So if someone betrays me, it's like the love was never real anyways. So then you pass it off, and it's like it never happened, because it didn't, because it's not real. That's a fraudulent situation. They lied or whatever, they betrayed you. But we're not talking about that. That's not what happened. At least that's not what you're presenting. At least it's not what you're talking to me about. Sounds like a reaction to something that else was going on. Like something was going on between you guys, and someone else came and used it as an opportunity, a weak point in your relationship, used that as an opportunity to poison her mind against you. Is it technically a form of betrayal? Maybe you can look at that way, but someone at the end of the day is taking advantage of both of your weak point of your relationship, because ultimately it's not just her that was weak in that situation, it's both people. It was you and her, but they went after the easiest target, which was the weaker vessel, which is your woman. So, I mean, sucks to suck, but was it a premeditated betrayal? No, it wasn't. If it was, it'd be a different story. Then if someone premeditated betray you, you should be able to shake that shit off like nothing happened, because that's your enemy. You need to be able to switch up quick, like, okay, that's my enemy. If there's genuine love there, then it's just like the love never goes away. That love is real. That love is forever. That it is what it is. Something, you win some, you lose some, you move on, but that love is forever. I don't think you need to forget things. I think that's the beauty of love. I think that's the beauty of being genuine with people. You just allow life to go the way that it goes, and you love people the way that you can. Obviously, if they leave you, then you institute boundaries and things like that. But I think a lot of people feel like the only way for you to love someone is if you get what you want. And I think because most people don't have genuine love. Most people are very selfish. Most people are incredibly selfish. And they'll only do something if they get an instant yield or an instant result. And that's not how life works. You don't even get an instant yield or instant result when you go to work, when you go to school. Things take time and effort and energy. A lot of failures before you get a win, and you grow the most from failing and learning, and you come back better and stronger the next time. I don't know why people don't do that anymore. As soon as things get a little bit difficult, everybody wants to walk away. It's crazy. Hey, Ghostface, how's it going, bro? Before I said facts. Yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, for you guys, leaving cheese on the table and expecting the mouse to remain in its hole. Exactly. You're leaving cheese on the table and expecting a mouse not to come and grab it, bro. My friend's spouse did that and the enemy came in. See, I'm telling you, exactly, Bafor, that's right. Like, said, yes, even when you grow trees and daisies. Yeah, bro, because even when you, whatever you have, if it's good, especially if it's good, like man said his girl was gorgeous and everyone was jealous or whatever. Um, Men are like that, people are like that, girls are like that too. Um, Sometimes or whatever, I don't know, it's weird to me, but if you have anything that's good, hey, Reagan Techniques. Sorry, in this life, if you have something that's good, you're not the only one that understands that it's good. If you see the value in something, someone else surely sees the value in it. And the more that you have something good that you're actually working well with, people see the value of what you have together. They want to steal it, but they don't understand that it's only good because there's two compatible people that have come together with the ability to share that greatness and share that beauty of love and respect and, you know, whatever it is that they're working on building together. They don't understand that when they step in place, that they're not going to yield the same result and they won't have the same relationship because they're not on par with that other person. And in fact, they'll drag that person down and they'll drag themselves down and it'll be a miserable experience. They're not looking at that. People look at the outcomes, they don't look at the work it takes to get there. So they envy people. They envy people. Oh, hey, Shen Bapiro. Man said Mickey Mouse looking ass law. I know, but so people will envy the outcome and the end result of what they see other people capable of having together with no capability and no capacity or fortitude or resilience or desire to even grow or build that thing that they have accomplished. They have no clue how they got to that outcome, the circumstances that were created or the steps or whatever. And they just want to take the outcome. And they think that taking the outcome is like a trophy that's long standing on the shelf and it will sustain its value or whatever as a trophy. And that's not how that works, because the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into establishing something between two individuals that are actually great is insurmountable, and it has to continue to get higher and higher. Like you have to continue to do more and more and more and more and more. And those people are incapable. So the guy poisoned your mind against, or your girl's mind against, actually she done a betrayal. I don't think it was premeditated, but she done a betrayal because I forgot the fact that you said he stole her. That's crazy as hell. He stole her is crazy. But a lot of guys will take something if they see a man is not taking care of it. A lot of men will just come in and take something if they see that a man doesn't care about it. And I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but I've seen men do that. Like I've seen men do that my whole life. Not the men that I know, like not the men in my family, because they already had their women and children or whatever. But I'm saying, like, I've seen men do this and they don't care. They'll tell you to your face, I'm taking that. It's mine. You don't want it. I've seen that with my own eyes. Men sit in front of another man's face, which is crazy, and say, you don't want that. I'm going to take it off your hands. Said, I want to know how he reacted after he stole her. Well, the man said he's broken and he didn't do anything because he's a lover, not a fighter. I'm like, okay, so you're a pussy hole. Like, respectfully, I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube, but that's crazy. I wouldn't let someone, like, and the fact that you say that he's still your friend is insane because you're a coward, bro. How is bro your friend and he just snatched up your girl and you just let that happen? Like, bro, that's, my dad would have not let something like that slide, bro. Because again, even if the girl or whatever, the friend is supposed to be your friend, and he's like, no, you're not, because he's challenging you as a man now. He's taking your manhood from you, bro. Like, and it's not funny, but yeah, I don't know. The people who see the outcome of what you have and they want to steal it from you, he may have taken your girl because he used whatever vulnerability that you had in the relationship in a manipulative sense. That's really wrong on both of their parts, like, to be honest. But he'll never have what the two original people had. But it doesn't matter because he's a man. So he thinks, for whatever reason, that maybe he can create better circumstances to lead that woman than you have. Maybe he thinks that he can take care of that woman better than you have, or show her more love, or show her more a better leadership. But that in itself is not true, because someone who was a good leader would not steal a woman from a man like that, wouldn't go behind back door to go poison a woman's mind and teeth her from next man. Like, that's just not how that works. Leaders don't do stuff like that. That's a very grimy thing to do. But when men are dragging their feet, other men start to say, my dad said that men look at actions. So when a man is dragging his feet, other men just, they look at the actions that the man is taking and saying that his actions demonstrate this, so now I'm gonna do this. Men don't care about the words. Men might say one thing, but my father said that men look at actions, and men only respect the actions of other men. They don't respect the words, because what you say doesn't matter as much as what you do. So if men are doing something with a woman a certain way, men are going to look at them and be like, okay, well, too bad. That's why I said you have to be accountable in some way. You have to ask yourself why that happened. You got to ask yourself why that happened and start coming to some solutions, you know? I feel like it's just that. Hi, Mr. Soho. Oh, you guys like the Mickey Mouse buns. Thanks. Okay, guys, you've got a few more minutes. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Ask your last few questions, because in a couple minutes time, I'm just going to cut the stream and go about my business. Maybe get some snacks and that before I leave the house or whatever. But thanks for tuning in, for sure. It's been great conversation. But still, it shouldn't be someone's wife. Very stupid, disrespectful, and selfish. If you come and try to steal someone's wife, I'll be surprised if you breathe in oxygen, bro. After that, I said I object times 1 million. Lol. Hey, Bravissimo Barber. I will be surprised if I'm at, bro, I'll tell you the story, man. And I posted the video of this. Maybe I'll post it on my Instagram after. No, I don't play video games. Shen Bapiro one. When I was said respect, no exfoliating today. No, you can't be exfoliating every day with those like razor things. Okay, but I posted this video on my Instagram, and I'll put it back up on my Instagram today. If you guys want to go check out my Instagram from the YouTube viewers, it's Kaysharic, Kaysharichh. I was sitting in my car. Well, I was sitting in my dad's car. I was in the passenger seat, and these people were over on the side. Like, we were in front of a little strip of a few like fast food joints or something like that. And the guy goes into the burger shop. I thought that he came out and he started fighting because maybe there was a payment issue. All of a sudden, bro starts hurling slurs at next man. Oh, wait, let me get some water. Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, F this, F that, blah, blah, blah. You ruined my effing life. Oh, that's how you feel? You cheated with my wife, blah, blah. You know she has a son. And bro, by the time bro got to the point of saying, you ruined my effing life, I'm surprised we didn't hear pew-pews. My dad and I thought we were about to hear some gunshots. I can say it on these platforms. We thought we were about to hear gunshots. I thought I was going to have to I thought the police were going to end up coming, and I was going to have to give a witness statement. That's how bad it was. Man pulled up to next man's job. It was his friend. His friend slept with his wife, and his friend has a wife. Bro, it was diabolical. Man pulled up to his job and started flaming brother, threatening to end him. Putting a hand in his face, all sorts, threatening to genuinely end him. I have the video. I'm gonna put it back up on my story or whatever on IG so you guys can see it if you go check out my page. It's the principle. You cannot have somebody come into your house and said that's unforgivable. Of course it's unforgivable. You can't have someone come into your house and sleep with your wife, and you've got a child especially, That's what he said. You know she has a child. And he was losing it. And I would too. And I would too. Like the wife, she done a madness. And the wife in the back was, stop, stop. That was crazy as hell. That was crazy as hell. It's a damn crazy stuff. It was crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, you as a man still have to deal some boundaries and some consequences for what happened. Now, I'm not telling people how to deal boundaries and consequences. That's not for me to say. I'm not a man. I'm not going to tell men how to be men. I mean, I care all kind of ways. All I'm saying is you got to deal fairly according to the circumstances of what's going on to maintain respect for yourself and respect with the men operating around you. Because if you just sit down and word gets out among the mandem, oh yeah, man just let me pull up to his house, sleep with his wife, his son was there and everything and whatever, and man not done nothing. That man gonna keep coming to your house. How many men gonna come to your house, bro, just piping down your gal in front of your kid? You cannot let stuff like that happen as a man. It has nothing to do with if, oh, the woman screw her, whatever. You got to have respect for yourself as a man. Like, you got a son, you got children. Like, you as a man, bro, you want the enemies to pull up to your house all kind of ways, just thinking they can pipe your wife and do whatever they want in your house. Bro, that's insane. Insane. I feel like 50 years ago, even 20 years ago, that would have been a pew pew. If we was in Chicago, if we was in New York, they'd be saying, man down. Man down. Ambulance would have been there with the quickness. No, not the ambulance. It's too expensive. They just been brought it to the hospital. Said lions defend their territory. Exactly. A lion is going to defend its territory. You cannot have someone come and piss on your territory and then let everybody know that they just pissing on your territory. Said that's a point where a man walks away or go to jail. Well, that's what he ended up doing. After it got heated, he was like, don't tell, because the other guy was talking calm, chill, just aggravating, acting like, like it wasn't a big deal or didn't know, whatever. And man was like, you know what? And man just got up and he left. Because I think at that point, he's like, I'm going to murk brother. At that point, I feel like he did threaten to murk him. I'm not even going to lie. He straight up said it. Said, damn, oh hell no. No true man would allow that. Exactly. Like your son, bro. You got a son in the house and your next man's coming piping your wife in the house with your son. It's freaking crazy. Biblically speaking, they shall not commit adultery. Well, yeah. Said Rescue 911 episode finale. Do you think it's okay to give extreme physical violence to whoever cheated on your wife? The Bible tell you to forgive and stuff. No, yeah. Okay, so yeah, if like I said, if I was married and someone cheated, like I said, you have to understand, why did the person cheat? What was the reason? Were you accountable? Was you withholding from your husband for 2 years and he cheated because you was neglecting him like crazy and abusing him? Did your wife cheat because you was neglecting her for 2 years or however long? Emotionally, mentally, intimately, whatever? Is that what caused the downfall or the open entry? You have to take some accountability. If it's something like that, yeah, you can forgive and move on. If someone's just out here disrespecting you for the love of the game, well, they probably don't want to work it out, and you have to respect the fact that they probably want to leave you. There's nothing you can do. You can only work with someone who's willing, and usually the people that are willing are the ones who actually did love each other, and there's just some problems going on that they need to work through. That's a completely different situation than someone who's genuinely your enemy for the love of the game. You got, like, bro, different. Now, to go out, I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling anyone to go out and be violent to anyone. I don't believe in violence. I've had people cheat on me, and I didn't do any form of violence to the man nor the woman, because quite frankly, I didn't care. Not like that, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as a man, you need to be able to defend and protect what belongs to you, or else you're going to have problems. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you as a man have to come up with whatever the solution is and do the solution, and then ask yourself how you got there and how you can fix it. My father tells me something similar. I'm a woman, so it's going to be a little bit different, but He tells me all the time, like if I say, oh, next man done this or this girl done that, he'll be like, I don't care what they done. I'm talking to you about you. What did you do? How can you fix that? Find a way to fix it, deal with it, or deal with the consequences of not fixing it. It's really that simple. Life is very simple. You do things and things happen. You don't do things and more things happen. You got to figure out what the response is you're going to get. When you decide to make a choice, you should be fully prepared for the action that's going to follow, because whenever I do something, I think about, if I do this, what's going to happen if I do this? Do I want the outcome or the consequence of what's happening if I take this action? If the answer is yes, I'm going to double down with my chest and I'm going to do the action full-fledged confidence and full with my chest. If the answer is no, I'm not going to do it because I'm not prepared to double down. I'm not prepared to defend it. I'm not prepared to say, yeah, I done this because this, and I got my strength behind me. Like, I done it for good reason. I'm on it. If I'm not prepared to be that way, I'm not making the decision. Not making the decision. Once I make the decision, nobody can budge me because I've thoroughly thought it through. I'm prepared to take the consequences. If you're not thinking like that, that's the first problem. You can't be reactive. You have to be someone who creates circumstances and understands that when you do something, this thing is going to happen. If not, you're just going to have problems forever. And that doesn't mean that you control other people. It means that you get a better result and you have a better chance of cohesiveness and cooperation when dealing with people when you operate a certain way. Why do some wives choose to do those even in the first place? Well, that's what I said. I said, why was she even doing that in the first place? That was the first thing that I said before I got into all this other rant. A woman shouldn't have even been in the position where she was even talking to man all kind of ways. Like, why is she even having that conversation with man? Why is she even alone with him? That's freaking crazy to begin with. Like, and if you have that as your friend and you putting your wife around those friends, well, why are you putting your wife around those snake brothers? Why are you even friends with those people then? I don't freaking know. You know, it's too many things. It's just like, again, fatherless behavior on every account, which is why I went into, if you're gonna go deal with someone who's fatherless, you're gonna have to understand what you're dealing with and not put crack in front of a crackhead. I don't know. Pick your poison. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. You know, you can't be ugly, stupid, and a bitch. You know, pick a struggle. As a barber, you should hear some clients speak. Some do that stuff. Swinging lifestyle, I don't condone. I don't be condoning that crap either, bro. Disclaimer: I'm not responsible for broken arms. Yeah, I'm not responsible for any physical actions that people take because I'm not condoning that. I'm not promoting it. Before Reuben died, he admonished his kids never to be alone with a married woman. Yeah, never. I would never be alone with a married man. I would never do that. That's just asking for problems. Even if you don't do anything, you present the ideal like something happened that didn't happen. And why would you do that? Why would you even give that opportunity? But I agree. I would never, ever condone a swinging lifestyle. That is not my life and it never will be. I can't stand that stuff. Everyone, to each man their own, but never me. Never that. Do you think, do you believe in Jesus? Are you a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. Get rid of the wife. She the one that let the man in. Can't be taking multiple guys out because you marry a sloot. No, that's not even what we chatting about, bro. Why did your friend do that to your wife? It's a completely different story. Anybody else, bro. Your friend, I'm sorry. If you're gonna sit down and say, yeah, I'm gonna let my friend slide on piping my wife, you're crazy as hell. She might be treacherous. She might have cheated on you. You can leave her if you want to. She should have not cheated on you. Nobody's discounting that. But your friend slept with your wife and you're okay to let that slide? That's why you got a friend like that. Because you one of them. You one of them. You know different. You one of them. That's why you roll together. And that's why you got a wife like that. Anyways, he said, my wife shall be with me 24/7. Yeah, a lot of, that's why a lot of men roll. And I agree. Like, that's how things are in the church. That's protection too. Protection for both people. Protection for the man, because she's going to tell you when women are wassy all kind of ways. And protection for the woman, because no man's going to come on you like all kind of ways. No, because you, again, something belongs to you, defend and protect it, and you're going to keep it close to you because you cherish and esteem it. Say, hell no, can't share my lady. 100%. Can't share. Sharing is not caring when it comes to stuff like that. I don't believe in, I am not someone that likes to share. I don't give a damn. God said, I'm the Lord, you will not worship other gods because I'm the Lord thy God. I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. Well, I'm a child of God and I'm about my father's business and I'm jealous like my father in heaven. Like God has all the feelings that emotions that we do. We're a part of him, and that's why we feel jealousy. He himself feels jealous. It's not a what's it called, it's not a sin to feel that way. I ain't sharing. I do not share. I don't give a damn. I share anything else. I will share my last $5. I'm not sharing the person I love. That's freaking crazy. That's a Jehovah kind of lol. Anyways, guys, yeah, great conversation. I like the questions. I'll be back on live tomorrow. I don't know. I know this is YouTube and people usually only do lives like probably once or twice a week or something. It's kind of diabolical that I'm treating YouTube live like TikTok, but they cut me out on TikTok, so I had to make up something else and but it's been a good conversation. It's cool. I appreciate it. Tune back in tomorrow. Give me a follow on here or whatever. Go check me out on Instagram. I'll try to put all that information in the description. But yeah, it's Kaysharic, KayshARICHH. So yeah, short for my last name, Richardson, LOL. Said, I am ready to marry. Not that I found someone. Lol. Before I thought you said you found someone earlier. Okay. I keep all to you too. Yeah. Guys, I would just say, be courageous. Take necessary risks. Again, like I said, even if relationships don't work out and you're scared or you feeling sad or whatever, don't. Perfect love casts out all fear. You have to do things with the strength of God behind you and understand that God is directing your steps. And when he brings something to you, you have the confidence to act in accordance to what he has given you and, with appreciation and gratitude. And, like I said, even if you lose a job, the job that you were hoping for, you're not just going to give up and never apply for another job ever again. You need to live. You need to go to work. You need to make money. You need to build something for yourself. And the same goes for if you want to have a family, something might not work out. You might be real sad about it, but you need to have a family. You need to reproduce and have a legacy, build soldiers for the kingdom, have someone that you can just live life with, a partner in crime, PIC, a PYT and a PIC, So yeah, never give up, keep trying, do your best, but your best starts with trusting God first, innit? So it's where you get your courage and your faith from, and your actions are demonstrative of the weight of the faith that you have. And yeah, so if you love God, you'll keep his commandments. And that means going forth with love and courage and faith. So yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll catch you later. Ciao. Blessings.